Ian Lee,
Yeah.
Neil Ferguson, Russell Brand, Joe Rogan, Douglas
Joe
Murray.
Rogan. What are you doing with Joe Rogan?
Well, Joe's already he's got a foot in the camp.
He's a lot less disparaging of Christianity than he once was,
absolutely.
which we all really appreciate. Thank you,
well,
Joe.
Joe figured it out. Joe figured it out.
To this moment when he read the book of Revelation live on camera.
So there's this Ruslan dude, right? And he's like he's really concerned with Joe Rogan's faith. And they like to talk about it all the time. And apparently, I don't know, the name of the video is Joe Rogan just admitted he went to church. Whoa, that's crazy. So it's an algorithm thing. I'm sure. Just say the name Joe Rogan and it goes out further or whatever. So it might be something that helps him out to be this concerned with his faith. But I don't know. We're going to get into it. I am Brentley. And this is the Punk Apostate. Let's go. So like I said, Ruslan, I said yesterday we were talking about how I had a conversation with Derek from Myth Vision, and apparently they have like private correspondence. So I just think that's funny that that Ruslan and Derek actually like talk to each other and stuff about this. So kind of interesting. But so he's covering this Joe Rogan thing. Let's take a look.
Joe Rogan's rising interest in Christianity has been well documented. I mean, we've covered it here on the channel extensively.
It's like well documented by me. I have actually been documenting this a lot, actually.
His overt attitude change to most recently Dr. Jordan Peterson coming out and calling Joe Rogan a Christian.
Why do you think it is that it seems like more bigger name folks are becoming Christian?
Ian Lee, Neil Ferguson, Russell Brand, Joe Rogan, Douglas
Joe
Murray.
Rogan. What are you doing with Joe Rogan?
Well, Joe's already.
What is this jacket, man? Is it? And this is a new conference. I know he went on there a while ago. Did he go on? Did he go? Peterson go on there again on the Pints of Aquinas or whatever? What is this jacket though? Is this like religious? It looks like religious stories, but like the kind that are directly inside the Bible that you got when you were like 8 back in the 80s. You know what I mean?
He's got a foot in the camp.
He's a lot less disparaging of Christianity than he once was, which we all.
Yeah, it's kind of a financial thing. It helps him out financially, seeing as how like Christians make up the majority of the damn country, and he sort of wants to be the most popular podcast. I'm sorry, he is the most popular podcaster on the planet. So yeah, it helps him out in that regard.
We appreciate.
Yeah,
Thank you,
well,
Joe.
Joe figured it out. Joe figured it out.
He figured it out. He figured it out. Yes, he did. He said.
To this moment when he read the book of Revelation live on camera.
It also causes all, both small and great, both rich and poor, both free.
What's going on inside his head when he's reading this? There's like a voice going on like, this is fucking stupid as shit, man. This is the most insane garble of nonsense I've ever read. Don't say that though. Don't. There's people that believe this. Remember, I get paid by people that believe this stuff. I got to act like it's not insane for at least a little bit here.
Free and slave to be marked on the right hand or the forehead, so that no one can buy or sell unless he has the mark.
That's
and
right.
His number is 666.
Or most recently when he
and I feel like we figured out that was like a dictator of Rome. I want to say like Caesar. It's one of the Caesars or something. I can't remember.
had my friend on, Wes Huff, to discuss the validity and trustworthiness of the Bible.
So when you say the book of Isaiah is intact, how similar is it to the book of Isaiah that's in the Bible?
So that one is fascinating. So this isn't true for all of the Dead Sea Scrolls, but when we discovered the Great Isaiah Scroll, previous to that, the earliest copy of Isaiah that we had was in the Masoretic text, which is in the Middle Ages.
Whoa.
Yeah, so it was literally 1,000 years. We literally pushed back our understanding of Isaiah 1,000 years. And the thing that really shocked scholars, like I said, this isn't true for all of the Dead Sea Scrolls, but one of the things that shocked them about Isaiah was that it was word for word identical to the Masoretic text.
Yeah, that's not true. There's a lot of divergence there, but whatever.
For word.
Word for word.
Wow.
leading to a massive controversy online, with Rogan repeatedly stating that the accuracy of the Isaiah manuscripts found 1,000 years apart still keeps him up at night.
One of the most fascinating things that I can't stop thinking about is how the book of Isaiah from the Dead Sea Scrolls was verbatim the same as the book of Isaiah that they found 1,000 years later.
Wow. Now, of course, this has led to a
That keeps him up at night. He just wakes up in the middle of the night. Oh, man, Isaiah. Man, they preserved that sucker really good. I really need to get to sleep. That meth was probably a bad idea. You know what I mean? That's, I don't think it's actually, I'm just ruminating at this point. But the Isaiah thing is right on my mind, but it's probably the meth that's keeping me up, actually. That's a
massive backlash from the skeptic community towards the apologetics community, and specifically Wes Huff, about this point.
Following me spending the first 2 minutes of my video on the Isaiah scroll, I had responses from you. I had a response from Gavin. We've heard the response from Wes Huff, all making quite long, quite detailed arguments as to why he's still essentially correct.
The question is 95% the same versus 100% the same. Is that essentially right, or is that essentially wrong?
But I mean, there's entire chunks that are missing and stuff, man. It's like when you say like 95%, it makes it sound different than what it actually is. And there's just so much divergence. I went over it with Justin in the live stream, I asked him about that. And he was like showing me the book that you can look at to see all the divergence. And there's a lot of differences. It's not as simple as they're trying to make it sound. But I don't even know what this really does for them. Who cares? I always wonder that, like, who gives a shit? Okay, so like there was a book of the Bible, like let's say they're absolutely correct, right? Let's say it is 100%. It's not, but let's say it is. What does that do? Okay, they preserved the fucking old scripture for thousands of years. Okay, so what? Like the truth, it'll probably be the same way about the three little pigs when our great grandchildren are told that story. Who gives a shit, man? Yeah, it was still the straw house. Is still the fucking straw house. Like, who cares, man? I just don't understand how this means anything. It doesn't make it true. It doesn't make any, I don't know, whatever.
I'm going to take the position, and you might think this is unfair of me. You might think this is technically, I'm going to take the position that in a conversation, not a debate, not an academic paper, in a conversation, he is essentially right. But this week, it wasn't the debate.
In a conversation, not a debate. What does that mean? Is that it's like, oh, if I'm just talking, we're just talking here. We're not actually debating and actually citing facts and stuff. No. If we're just kind of hanging up, it's true. You know what I mean? That's like, what do you mean? What's the difference between in a debate and in a conversation, whether or not it's true? Like, if it's true, irrespective of like whether or not you're having a conversation or a fucking debate, right?
Of the accuracy or validity of ancient manuscripts. In episode 2273 with Adam Curry, Joe Rogan casually made a point about him and Elon attending a gathering that most people wouldn't expect to see them at, without providing any additional context or information about what was going on. Now, I've been documenting for years how I believe the Lord has been revealing himself.
Oh man, two rich guys like went to a church or something. Go figure. It never surprises me, and it's like, I don't know, when it comes to like rich people believing in religion, fucking course they do. It gets them out of all responsibility, and it allows them to sit there and be like, God must like me because look how rich I am. That's what that is. It's that God, just the creator of the fucking universe, just happens to like me better than all those poors that are starving and stuff. It just gets them out of any kind of responsibility for that shit.
Yourself to the likes of Joe Rogan and other podcasters, but if I'm fully honest, I honestly wasn't expecting this. So before we get into that, guys, my name is Ruslan. This channel exists to encourage, empower, and
you should make the bed, man. Like, it's, or at least have them do some your room cleaning thing before you get going here, because this, just make it yourself. It's okay. You can do the hospital corners and all that type of stuff, right? You know how to do that, right? No, he doesn't.
And inspire you to live a life that blesses God. If you're new here, or if you're not new here, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button.
Where that thing is nails on a chalkboard to me. It's like, it's so loud in the headphones. It's like the highlighter like scraping. Please don't, just stop. Ruslan, get rid of that sound. Come on, man. Or bring it down like 50%.
As we're right on the cusp of reaching 700,000 subscribers. So mean the world to me if you hit that subscribe button. By the way, the reason why I'm not in studio, I'm actually in London at the art conference put on by Jordan Peterson and his team here. It's been a fantastic event. The Alliance for Responsible Citizenship. So shout out to them.
Reliance for Responsible Citizenship. What the fuck does that mean? Okay.
For having me out.
And art, don't they like hate artists? I thought they were like trying to gut that from all the colleges and stuff. Like arts program. Oh, fuck that shit. Okay. They just need to learn how to work. Okay. You can't work with arts. No, go to work. Okay. Get the fuck out of here.
And let's get into this video. Okay. So at the hour and 23-minute mark, Joe Rogan gets into the conversation around AI. And it's oddly enough, that's what we've been talking a lot about. AI, the use of AI, the use of technology at this event. The first night I was here, we were in the lobby with some other believers, and that is a topic we got into. Can AI be used for good? Is it evil? Is it demonic? Is it going to distort and destroy?
Love it. Is it demonic? Is it demons running? It's demons running that sucker, right? That's who's in there making the pictures for you. You know, when you put it in there, demons are like, all right, what are we gonna make? And then they draw for you real fast. Demons are fast drawers, and then they give it back to you. It's demons. It's demons doing it. Jesus.
Destroy civilization, all those different things. So he was sharing about a conversation he and Elon were having about the advancements in AI, but then he drops this subtle little point, and I got a Bible verse that you got to stay to till the end that I think is going to glue all this together for us. So check this part out.
Well, I have to do that. Hey, y'all, and as far as this live stream goes, okay, I have a surprise ending with you have to stay for the end, okay? Because at the end I have a surprise for y'all, okay? And so you don't want to miss it. I'm just putting that out there. You have to watch the whole goddamn video. I mean it. All right, this is not.
I had a conversation with Elon. We went to, we were in line together to go to church the day of the inauguration.
What? He was in line going to church? Well, he must be a Christian then. That's what that means.
So he had a conversation with Elon. They were in line together to go to church the day of the inauguration. The day of the inauguration wasn't that long ago. So the inauguration was January 20th, 2020. Interesting that he's going to church, and
about a month ago.
Elon is going to church. Now, there's been murmurings and reports of him going to church. Even people reached out and shared that they've seen him at church, which I found fascinating, but I didn't want to.
I'm sorry. This is so fucking weird. Like, imagine, like, I never thought I'd be in a place where, like, the comedian dude that wasn't the Fear Factor guy, everybody's so goddamn concerned, you know, whether or not he's a Christian or not. And now they've seen him at church. It's like the fucking, you know, like they're all just coming out of bushes, taking pictures of them and stuff and putting them in those magazines, you know, the Inquirer, stuff like that, right? Like the Brad Pitt papers, you know, talking about, and Rachel, never the hell Rachel, she's in Friends. I can't remember. She's all over those papers, you know what I mean?
I want to speak on publicly because it's private stuff, but this is him now admitting, less than a month after having the episode with Wes Huff come out, admitting to publicly going to church, but also.
Doesn't everybody that goes to church publicly? I don't know what do you mean by that? Like you would privately go to church? Like what is that? How does that work? What the fuck?
Going to church with Elon Musk, who has his own set of baby mama issues and 13 different kids by 4 different women and all that sort of stuff. So I find this extremely fascinating that they are both seemingly in Austin, and they are both.
Oh, and Elon Musk went to church too. Yeah, that's hilarious. Okay,
attending church together. Let me play a little bit more of this, and then I got a Bible passage that I think is going to really put all of this in context.
Well, they go to Westboro Baptist Church. Is that where they went? That's where Elon Musk would probably want to go, right? Given like his tweets and stuff. Jeez Louise. How's everybody doing? We all feeling okay? Everybody doing all right? It's Wednesday. Oh, yeah. Let's see who won. Logan won. What's up, dude? He said he knew it, too. It's like, I am first. And you are first. Good call. Good job. I always love it when people try to say that they're first, and then somebody else like cuts them like last. I'm like, like they didn't know that they were typing first at the same time. You get 2 first, but one of them has to be a loser. And so anyway, but that didn't happen. Michael was second. He acknowledged it, and so you know we have a very cohesive running here. Andrew Zola is third. All right, cool. Hell yeah. Who else is here? We got Logan's here. Yeah. James, what's up, dude? Where were you at? Jeez, how did you miss? Okay, you must have been letting people in again. All right, let's go.
Context for us in the times that I think we're living in. The Occupy Till I Come 60-day devotional is back in stock. We had these available through Black Friday.
Occupy Till I Come. Oh my God. And if you want to be occupied while you come, You know, you just got to go to adamandeve.com. Go to adamandeve.com. Enter code word Brentley at checkout to get 50% off almost any one item, 6 free movies, 3 free gifts, and free shipping on the whole order. I know Valentine's Day has passed, so there's not as many. You know, they have a lot of. They still have deals and everything, so go check it out. But you do get this deal though. It's 50% off almost any one item with 6 free movies, 3 free gifts, and free shipping on the whole order. And it's a good deal. Plus, they have discreet packaging. The packages come quickly, and so can you. And you can be occupied while you come. I know it's crazy. They got toys for that. So they're up on the screen here. I don't need to describe them. I don't want to get in trouble again. So go to adamandeve.com, enter code word Brantley. That's right. And get your butt some stuff. Okay. But occupy it to look up. It's so funny how often there's the, you know, they say stuff that just like, come on, man. Like how many times they say like, oh, Jesus came inside me. Don't say it. Don't say that. Don't, come on, stop, man. Like just come on.
Friday and Christmas, we sold out. Now they are back fully in stock. This is taking you through the entire narrative of the scriptures in 60 days with custom daily devotional prompts. So what
does that mean? The entire narrative of the scriptures? The fuck is that? What does that mean? Like, and it's funny too, because they'll sit there and say that the entire narrative is Jesus, right? Which, you know, it's not. It's obviously there was like a different text in the Old Testament and everything, but they like try to find anything they can. There's Jesus right there. Yeah, that's he touched his hip and they were wrestling. Jesus had to wrestle him, you know, and then he touched his hip and then the hip fell out of his socket. That was Jesus. That was Jesus that did that. Yeah, just so you know.
You're doing is you're spending 35 days in the Old Testament, 25 days in the New Testament, going over all the major stories. There's additional reading for you to go deeper if you want to go deeper on the stories and the
if you want to go deeper and to, you know, just go to AdamandEve.com. Okay, we already did that. We just did it. I can't stop. Stop. Okay, can we cut that? Yeah, let's cut that. That was, I want to. There was 2. We can't have too many ads. It's back to back like that. That's just
custom journal prompts. This is the devotional I wish I had 20 years ago when I was just coming to the faith, and I just wanted to get a macro grasp on the overall narrative of the scripture. So these are back in stock, and you can get them right now bundled.
It's funny. I remember going through these things. I went through like, I want to say like 10 of these types of books where it's like, read this verse. And then you have like a little workbook, you know, and you can color in the colors, you know, and stuff like that. You got a little workbook that goes with it. You read the Bible study and then, then you color it. It's fine. I was way too old for that, to be honest. But, you know, what are you going to do when you're not allowed to do anything? You're like, I guess I'll fucking color a Bible study book. Shit. I can't drink. I can't do anything, really, you know. I can't even dance. Like half of the church doesn't like it if you dance. They say that's you're full of demons from Africa or some shit. It's like
filled up with a virtual ticket to our Bless God Summit, March 27th, 28th, 29th in beautiful Southern California. My favorite podcasters, apologists, pastors, preachers.
Yeah, you're just re-describing the same shit. Okay, hold on. Let me just. He's just selling shit, y'all. I don't, you know.
He happens to be right next to him, so it wasn't like they planned to go to church together. They end up at the same church, and they just happen to be in line together. That's fascinating.
That's all I wanted to talk about was
just happened to be the case, man. You know, what a coinky dunk, right? You know, Jesus. Okay.
The leaps that Grok AI is making, and he's like, it's like weekly. We're shocked, and I think this thing is exponential, and when they start attaching,
I'd love to hear him describe what exponential means, but I don't think you would do it.
Large language models to quantum computing, it's going to get very, very weird.
So he's talking about Grok, which is
too late. And have you seen some of these videos? Okay, I watched some fucking video on Twitter where Trump was kissing Elon's feet, and it looked way too good. It was, you know, and that's in there. That's in there permanent now. You can't get that back out. That's not how fucking seeing stuff works, unfortunately. Can't scoop that out with a goddamn spoon. Spoon.
His AI model. I've actually been dabbling with Grok. It's really interesting, especially for like video ideas and the stuff that I'm working on. And he is sharing that the advancement of how fast everything is going is potentially concerning. Now, oddly enough, here in London at the art conference, Jordan Peterson said that they created a model where they made the AI speak in the language and in the tone of the King James Bible. So these things can be leverage to
What the hell does that mean? They made the AI speak in a language and a tone of the King James Bible. What the fuck does that mean? Like, okay, you had it read it in a language and a voice. Is that what you say? I am so confused. What the fuck does that mean? Or are they just saying they're like, hey, AI, check out this book, read it and compute that stuff and then log that away. Okay. And then see what you can do with it as far as that stuff being information that you can pull. I don't know. I don't know what they're even talking about, but
to do all sorts of things. I find it all interesting. I'm personally not super concerned about it yet, because until these things get put into bodies where they can fully speak as a robot, like Elon's Tesla robot or whatever that was.
So did they or didn't they? Because you just said it's like until this is way far off, until they put these AI suckers inside robots that can talk, like Elon Musk is doing. Like he had that one robot. There was a video you could see the robot, but until they do that, they did it, man. You just said that he fucking did. Like how? What?
I'm not super concerned about it, because I think it can be used for good as a tool in the same way that the radio broadcast, the microphone, TV, arenas, all of these different things have been used to contextualize and further the gospel. So I'm not concerned about AI in and of itself. I'm concerned about what could.
But AI is contextualizing and spreading the gospel. Okay. Well, sure. I don't know, man. Like, I don't know what you want with that, because like everybody has a different interpretation of this thing, and it kind of doesn't matter. Everybody sort of just takes it and makes it whatever they want it to be. And then it's funny because then the people that are spreading the gospel, like, now you're doing the gospel's wrong, dude. Like I am Baptist. You need to be Baptist too. That's why I was like, oh, whatever, And then they start dividing on those lines, and then they start dividing with no Southern Baptist versus I guess Northern Baptist. Is there a Northern Baptist? I don't know how it works, but and they start dividing on those lines, and then by the end of it, they're like, do you have fucking blue eyes or not? Because if not, you're done, buddy, into the gas chamber.
Potentially become 20, 30, 40 years down the road. But I did want to share this Bible verse with you to provide a bit more insight. So in Acts chapter 17, Paul is in front of a group in Athens where they sat around and they debated philosophy and the latest ideas. You should really go.
I'll take one church, please. That's right. They rip the ticket. We're like, this way, sir. And they have like the little white gloves on, give them the little binoculars. That's how British people say it. They say binoculars. Sounds weird. I don't know, but that's what they say. I'm not making that up. I'm not go talk to a British person, ask them to fucking say binoculars. Yeah, they say it weird. Okay. They also say, ask them to say vitamin too. I'm sorry, that's say vitamin the right way. That's the right way to say it. But ask them to say they say it wrong. It's funny.
Read the chapter for yourself. Extra credit point. But in Acts chapter 17, verse 30, Paul says, in the past, God overlooked such ignorance, but now he commands all people everywhere to repent. For he has set a day when he will judge the world with justice by the man he has appointed. He has given proof of this to everyone by raising him from the dead.
Oh, isn't that convenient? So he gave us the proof. So we're good. The book that's trying to convince you of the things, like the proof's done, y'all. It's out there. Just check it. Get over it. Okay. You just got to have faith and decide that the proof is actually proof. Yeah. And the book says that the book's got proof. It's fucking Jesus Christ. It's crazy that they put this out, and people think this is convincing. They're like, dude, but Jesus came back to life though. Did he though? Did he? Are you sure about that? Well, yeah, that's the Bible says there's proof of it. So of course, what?
Now I love this passage because he says, in the past, God overlooked such ignorance, but now he commands all people everywhere to repent. So
what's up, Lord Destiny? How you doing, man? It's good to see you, dude. Oh yeah. Good morning, Vietnam. That's you're old. That's what that is. You're how old are you? I don't, that's a very old thing to say. Anyway, all right, never mind.
So in this context, Paul's talking to the Greek.
Now everybody knows I'm old. That's the problem there. So thanks for that.
Philosophers in Athens, and he's saying, look, God overlooked some of this foolishness of idol worship and all that kind of stuff, but now he's calling all people everywhere to repent. And I have a feeling that perhaps
maybe he is Russian. I feel like he could play a Russian in a movie, huh? He just tells the church the way he talks. Yeah. Because that's how Russians talk. I think. Is that, or is that German? I still have not figured out the difference between those two. I think one of them's like, yeah, and it's a little bit, but, and then the other one's like, it's Russian. And I think I've got them correct. That was German a second ago, right? Like the caterpillar thing in Bug's Life. That's all I'm doing, an impression of the caterpillar thing in Bug's Life when I do a German accent. That's it. And I think it's right? Or are they Swedish? I'm confused. I don't know my accents. I'm sorry. I gotta move on here.
We're in a similar time, meaning this. In America, the last Great Awakening was 50 years ago with the Jesus Revolution, the Jesus hippie people, all these folks.
Required a lot of drugs. That's that's what happened there. A lot of shitty parents, a lot of hippie kids, and a lot of drugs. And then what do you get after you get a bunch of people being on drugs for a certain amount of time? Well, they get addicted, right? And then they, forgiveness feels good because they've made a lot of bad decisions in their life. And so then they end up going to Jesus and not being done, wanting to be done with the drugs. And it's just this whole thing that kind of worked in a way. Anyway, it's the whole thing.
Who were into drugs and hippie culture and free love and all this sort of stuff.
Say, told you. I got there before you did, Rusey. Okay. That's what I call him, Rusey. We're close, through Derek. But, we're like this. This is me. And that's Derek. And that's Derek and Ruslan right there. But that's me, So like we're close enough. You know what I mean? Like we got there.
Psychedelic culture. And then something miraculous happened. Lonnie Frisbee ends up connecting with Chuck Smith at Calvary Chapel. And we have one of the greatest awakening.
That was my church, Calvary Chapel, y'all. It's fine. I did not plan this either. That's what that movie was about, was the inception of my church, which was pretty much why we were allowed to be punkers in the early 2000s, because we were Christian punkers, So we were just spreading the gospel to those godless punks on the street that I ended up being eventually. But but not at first. Not at first. I was a Christian punk. I had Jesus Saves on my leather jacket with spikes in between. Anyway, yeah, insane. What the fuck was even happening? What's up, Steven? How are we doing? Feeling all right? Let's see. More having fun door dashing in the snow. God damn. I don't even. It's so funny that I don't even think about. I've lived in Florida my whole life, and people are always talking about what they got to deal with up north, and I'm just flat. I'm like, wow, that just sounds like something I've never even thought about having to deal with. But shit. So good luck. Don't slide all over the foot. Did you slide all over the streets? How does that work? Do you have to put chains on your tires? I don't know how anything works. I'm gonna be honest. I've been here way too long. That's the problem there. But hopefully the chains on your tires hold up good and stuff. Don't go slipping and sliding down hills. Maybe, I don't know.
America has ever seen. Now, that moment led to the conversion of guys like Bob Dylan. So a Joe Rogan, a Jordan Peterson, a Russell Brand coming to faith. This is the first time we've seen
Bob Dylan got saved. Okay.
Massive celebrities who came to faith. And Bob Dylan's own journey has been one of ups and downs regarding his faith. But it is interesting that we saw this sort of stuff happen 50 years ago in the last Great Awakening. And now it's
thank you. Yeah. Blood Badger said, yeah, proof in an old book that says, animals that had talking animals. Now, to be fair, before anybody gets on Blood Badger here, Blood Badger clearly is a talking animal, but I mean, that's a different scenario. He's a cartoon character. So, but anyway, no, but really where I was going to go with that is like humans technically are talking animals. You mean talking snakes and talking donkeys. And I think there was something else that talked, right? Like a bush. Oh yeah, it was a bush. So they definitely don't talk ever. But yes, and before anybody jumps in, like, oh, I thought atheists said that animals do talk because we're in it. Shut the fuck up. Okay. You know what we mean. All right. God damn it. Hate that shit.
It seems like we're starting to see this stuff today, even at this art conference. The constant reference to scripture, to the meta narrative of the Bible, to Jesus, from multiple speakers, not just Jordan Peterson, but multiple speakers.
Yeah. Lonnie Frisbee. He was like this hippie dude that did like street evangelism, like outside type stuff, and that got Chuck Smith. That's the movie, the Jesus Revolution. It's just that he was the one that got Chuck Smith to allow hippies to come to his church, because no churches were allowing hippies to go there because they didn't have shoes. So and that's well, it's gross. It actually is pretty gross. But yeah, so instead of not allowing hippies, he just washed everybody's feet as they were walking in. It's not fucking weird at all. You're weird. Your face is weird. That's what that is. Okay. He does not have a foot fetish at all. So
reminds me of this verse where God overlooked ignorance in the past. And again, this is specifically talking about this period where he reveals himself through.
What does that mean? Like, I'm so confused by that. Like, God overlooked the ignorance before, okay, but now he won't. Like, what the fuck would God think is ignorance? People not believing that the donkey talked? They are so ignorant for not believing that. Obviously, if a God can do anything, he can make a donkey talk. Stop being ignorant, okay? Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ, ultimately.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Now he commands all people everywhere to repent, for he has set a day when he will judge the world with the
Grand Theft Auto. What's up, dude? So watch, Brent. You might have to deal with snow if climate keeps going the way it's going. I know, right? Tomorrow I'm gonna walk out. It's gonna be like the fucking shit. What was that movie? There was a movie about all the weather messing up. I can't think of what it's called. Anyway, yeah, and it's just gonna be like snowing out here in Florida. The waves are gonna be like frozen in place as a wave, but like you could just like slip and slide up on the sharp ass wave that can like stab you in the face if you fall. Anyway, yeah. That's definitely about to happen. Music, what's up, dude? You made it. Hell yeah. So it took 40 years to escape my childhood brainwashing with toxic religious hogwash. Ain't nothing anyone could say to bring me back to that hell. Famous or not. I know, right? I'm kind of right there with you. It's like once it's all, you know what it is? It's like I used to watch that Chris Angel dude, you know what I mean? And I remember thinking, because, you know, he has like long black hair, he's got tattoos, and I think he even had some occult symbols on his arms and stuff. So I was like, that guy's literally magic. Like he's using demon power magics to do this stuff, right? And then I found out how he did some of the tricks, right? And it was like, oh, and like once you see how they do the tricks, you can't be tricked anymore. You know, you're just like, oh, I get it. Now I see how they're doing it. So there's a cord there or whatever, you know, whatever it was. You know, that's not her feet. Those are fake feet, and that's her body there. So it looks like he's sawing her, and no, he's not though. And then you can't be tricked after that, right? That's how religion feels to me. It's like once you see the smoke and mirrors, it's not very convincing anymore at all. But yeah, dude, glad you made it out though, I gotta say.
With justice by the man he has appointed, he has given proof of this to everyone by raising him from the dead. So a couple things about this passage. One, I love that it's all inclusive, all men, everyone. And then the second part is he's given proof of this. Now, in the apologetics community, sometimes we get a little bit in the weeds in the minutia of the evidence of the resurrection.
You need to slow down. Okay, you sound like you're slurring your words together there, or it's just like the shitty ass mic you got. I don't know. Come on, man. You're like super famous. Bring a better mic. Anyway, Wolfo said it's snowing in Texas right now. Jesus, what? Really? I mean, Texas is pretty big. I don't know. Is it up at the top? It's up at the top of Texas, correct? Is that no? It's like when people say it's like there's beaches in California and it snows in California. And it's very confusing unless you see the size of fucking California. And you're like, oh, okay, well, that's fine. And then it's up at the top. It makes sense it would snow. And then down at the bottom is actually where the beaches are. Anyway, but yeah, so that's where in Texas? As if it's the Texas right next to me, that would be concerning. And I would be honestly concerned about that.
And in all the arguments and trying to convince people. But I think that our entire Western civilization is proof of this. Now, in the apologetics community, sometimes we get a little bit in the weeds in the minutia of the evidence of the resurrection and all the arguments and trying to convince people.
Yeah, it's stupid. You should just decide that he actually did come back to life, not for any other reason, but that he is a fucking god, man. So he did definitely come back to life, and then he did definitely come back to life because he is the god of the goddamn universe. You just decide that stuff's true, okay? You just throw out any kind of other questioning about this stuff. That's it. Then you're good.
But I think that our entire Western civilization is anchored on the fact of the resurrection and the coming of Jesus, that Jesus splits history in two, and that it's a very difficult for us to get away from. Now, a lot of people are been discussed.
It's so funny. You hear that argument a lot, like, oh yeah, well, all history is just like the numbers of what like makes history is based on Jesus. So he's got to be true, you know, because otherwise, why would they make the numbers that way? Okay, good one, man. You nailed it. That's man. I don't even have a response to that. You got it. Damn. You know, it's the BC, before Christ, after death thing. Oh, damn. Nailed me to the wall. Shit.
Discussing and debating. Do you Richard Dawkins type? Do you literally believe the resurrection happened, the miracle happened? And what I love about Joe Rogan, is in his conversation with Wes Huff, he said repeatedly,
he's sexy. Okay, I like that bald head. I want to lick that bald head of his, and the nipples too. I want to see how far those things go out. They seem to, there's got to be at least 3 inches on those suckers. Okay, and I want to just, I love him. I love, you know what I love about Joe Rogan? His nipples. That's really what I'm trying to say here.
that, hey, the science can explain everything. And this is the only time he said it, but he said science can explain everything if you just grant it one miracle, which is,
that is the dumbest fucking, what are you why do they always say that? Like, science can explain everything if you grant it one miracle. And by one miracle, they mean just not knowing something, you know, like figuring out like why things are the way they are and not knowing everything. And that would be the miracle, is just, we don't know this, but we do have evidence of this, that, and the other stuff that happened after the Big Bang or whatever it was, right? But they call that a miracle because it's just, they don't understand the argument from ignorance, and that just because you can't figure something out doesn't make it God. Okay, just because you can't figure out if something works, it doesn't mean that it was God. Yeah. But Charlie, what's up, dude? How you doing, man? So there's snow in Southern California too. Right outside LA are big mountains and ski resorts. Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah, because I remember talking to somebody and they were like, dude, you can go to the beach and then you can go skiing like within like a few hours. I was like, fucking what, man? How does that work? But it's the mountain thing, like what you're talking. Yeah, there's snow up there, I guess, because it's, you know, it gets colder up there or something. So I don't understand stuff like that, you know. I've never been there. So Wolfo said most of the South is in for one heck of a chill. Okay, well, it's in for one heck of a chill. That sure is. Yes, it is. Oh my stars and garters, it's in for one heck of a chill. I'm sorry. Now I'm just being mean. Last night with 20-mile-an-hour wind. But that's and I'm sorry. It's just my grandma used to say that, and it's just it clicked a button in my brain. Sorry about that. That's one heck of a chill. It's funny. Sorry.
Is the beginning of the universe, and the beginning.
Wolfos is young, y'all. I'm sorry. I don't want it to come out. He's like he's younger than me. You know,
of the universe is
wolves don't live that long, you know, so it's not, they don't live as long as humans, I don't think. Do they? Oh, he doesn't know. Kevin doesn't know.
Explainable miracle, a phenomenon that Einstein said that the universe had a beginning, meaning it wasn't infinite. And so once that discovery was made, that's when the theory of the Big Bang came around, which I know many Christians look at the Big Bang and say, oh, that's secular, that's demonic, that's science. It's not. It's actually coined by a priest. And then once that beginning of the universe was put into place, when we look at the life.
That's so funny. He's like, I know a lot of Christians are stupid about this, saying it's demonic and it's science and it's garbage and it's anti-God. It's not, because a priest said it. It's like, okay, nailed it, man. If that doesn't convince Christians, I don't know what would.
Death and resurrection of Jesus. It doesn't sound that crazy when the universe had a beginning, and the beginning was a miracle to spark everything into play. And so
it's just a question mark, man. Why can't y'all just acknowledge a question mark as a question mark? You know, and as far as I understand too, the Big Bang model currently is being restructured because of our you know, that fucking telescope thing we whipped out in the space there, and it's showing things expanding at rates that kind of challenge our current model. So we're having to update a lot of stuff, but because that's how science works. Science doesn't go, oh, this is a definite, we're done here, this is how it works, everybody shut the fuck up. No, it constantly goes over new data and then uses that new data to come to conclusions in order to update the models that we have. So, and that's why science is better than religion. I don't know if that was the point I was trying to make, but I made it.
Just casually says this bit about he has given proof of this to everyone by raising him from the dead, by raising Jesus Christ from the dead. And I think it's an interesting time we live in. I think that sometimes we can get in the weeds on how much proof and how much convincing and the mystery and engaging with skeptics. But I think when anyone looks at this stuff just on an intuitive level, when anyone asks the simple question of, was that created or was this all an accident?
Was that created or was this all an accident? Gosh, and you can just hear the appeal to emotion And his voice like, I do matter according to the thing that caused the entire universe to be the way it is, or I don't, and everything is just useless, and all life just doesn't even matter. Nothing matters. What is mattering? Like the concept of things mattering doesn't even matter. Like it's just supposed to, like it's just, and it's so clear you just don't want to think that, man. And I understand not wanting to think that, but you know, we gotta grow up at some point and realize that Santa's not real. It was your parents. The dog didn't go to a farm upstate. It's buried in the backyard. So we're just gonna have to kind of, hey, it's okay. We can deal with realities, man. It's all right. You know, I know it's tough, but Amber said, I'm at negative 10 Celsius. Is that what's that? But it's the 14 feet of snow in 4 days that's cramping my style. That would cramp some style. Yeah, that would could imagine. 14 feet. And it's not like 14. Well, I guess we would never even put rain in those kind of numbers there as like 14 feet. But I'm like, snow kind of piles up, you know, as far as I understand. Maybe I'm mistaken. Again, Florida guy. Okay. Florida man, actually, officially. I don't know what that even means. Honestly, does that mean you open the door and it's just snow? It's just a wall of snow. It's like not going outside today. Is that what that means? Like, what is 14 feet? Is that everywhere? Are all the houses covered? Like just statewide? Like, how does this, or citywide? I'm curious. I got questions. Okay. Florida man has questions. What's new? You know what I mean? Anyway, where are we at here? Charlie said, I feel bad on what Texans are dealing with from the idiocy that controls their government. Yeah, dude. Well, I mean, the last time that they had a cold thing, like a cold thing, where the temperatures got absurd, right? And they say it's only once every 100 years, so it's fine. All the pipes fucking popped, man. Like they popped the goddamn pipes, and then the governor was like, "I'm out of here. I'll see you guys. I'm going to Cancun, where this is. It's actually too cold, y'all. Pipes are blowing up." And so I'll see you. And they're like, "Are you gonna fix this?" He's gone. He already left. I don't even know why we asked that guy for stuff. And yeah, and then he turned around and blamed it on the Green New Deal that was never implemented. So, and definitely not implemented in fucking Texas. What the fuck is wrong with everybody? They're like, yeah, you know, AOC, the lady in charge of Texas infrastructure, you know, put that Green New Deal in there, even though it's completely ran by Republicans. But like, you know, she snuck it in. She's you know, she's crafty. She's a crafty lady there. And people bought it. They're like, it's the Green New Deal and why the pipes are blowing up. They're like, why the fuck do you get from this to that? What, man? But that's, you know, that's how stupid people do. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'll just believe anything. And now we're seeing the logical conclusion of the people that just believe anything. And now nothing matters. And everybody, you know, we're just going to live in a fucking oligarchy. And it's, anyway, we're not getting into that. God damn it. Okay. No more talk about the oligarchical takeover of the robot Yahtzees, the Yahtzee robots that are probably being crafted in an Elon Musk factory somewhere, ready to just take over the world. Anyway, all right, moving on. Sorry. I'm kind of a downer. I know. I'm a little bleak on this whole situation, but we'll figure it out. And I guess hopefully, if an airplane doesn't fall on our heads first.
Was there purpose and design to the universe and to this world, or are we just kind of floating through space as flesh buckets trying to make sense and create our own meaning? Then you go deeper.
There you go. Yep, that one. Except I wouldn't describe it that way, but okay, you know, if that helps you, I guess. They have to like put it in the most absurd terms. Like everything that he just described is what we actually have evidence of. You know, there were flesh buckets. I don't know about the bucket thing. Okay, what the fuck? We're not a body that Mr. White got rid of. You know what I mean? Come on, what is it? Fucking shit. Gross. Okay, gross. Right. Then he leaves there, or you could do a tub, I guess, right? And that's that. And then you have to clean up everything because that stuff just goes right through the porcelain, right? Which is why you needed to put it into the plastic. Anyway, bucket, right? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, but it's the whole thing.
Into the resurrection accounts and the Bible, and specifically the New Testament being reliable. Does it sound like it was reliable? Someone that ended up?
Nope. It's a narrative, and it's pretty obviously so.
Adding a huge, massive net positive to society. Claim to be
nope, definitely not. I don't know why they keep saying that. It's like a huge net positive for society when you have like values from that Christianity that led to the takeover of the goddamn government that we're in right now. We're just headed back to a fucking kings and queens and fucking feudalism 2.0, but with like bro oligarchs that can spy on your every move through the fucking phone. I'm back on the thing again. All right, no, I'm sorry. I'm not talking. It's Ruslan. Cut it out. Stop getting me back to the fucking the bro oligarch apocalypse that's coming.
Be God in the flesh, was persecuted for being God in the flesh, and then predicted his own death and rose from the dead. I'd say on an intuitive basis that when you just look at these claims,
Broligocalypse. Yeah, that's good. I lost it. I already lost it. Fuck.
I think that they make more sense than the alternative, which is an atheistic, naturalistic, materialistic only worldview that's anchored in either nihilism or some faux funded.
They come in just like with their little their little robots. They got like their beefy, looking all like beefed up. They're like robots, and they call everybody bro. Look, bro. And then they say a bunch of racist stuff or something. I don't know how it would work. We'll figure it out. We'll see.
Well,
imagine like the Twitter. Imagine like all those bots on Twitter, but with robot bodies. That's where I'm at. The trolls. They just show up to your house and start fucking with you. Start making fun of you. You're so fucking stupid. Donald Trump is the greatest. He's my Lord and Savior. You're all are stupid. You believe the fake news. I don't know. Like
secular humanism, which is incoherent in and of itself when you go deeper. So anyway, I want worldview.
I was talking all over that. I'm sorry, Rusi. Let's get back on track here.
Okay. Claims. I think that they make more sense than the alternative, which is an atheistic, naturalistic, materialistic only worldview that's anchored in either nihilism or some faux fundity of secular humanism, which is incoherent in and of itself.
Are those two in contradiction from one another? Like, can't you be a nihilist like Forrest Valkai and then also be a secular humanist, because they deal with two different things? Am I wrong about this? I'm not a philosophy guy. I'm gonna be honest. That shit exhausts me. Okay, it seems like we're talking a whole lot about something really simple, and then at the end of the day, you're just like, that was that. It took you all that to say that simple concept was you took all day to say that little simple thing. Okay, good God.
When you go deeper. So anyway, I wanted to share these thoughts, man. Shout out to Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan, if you're watching, hopefully you don't mind us talking about this. I know he's a private.
That motherfucker just telling everybody I'm going to church. This is embarrassing now. And that I'm going there with Elon Musk. Come on, man. Blowing up my fucking spot over here, you dick. Goddamn, I hate that Roots guy.
It matters, but also you're talking about it publicly. And so I commend you for talking about it publicly. I commend you for having Stephen Meyer, Wes Huff, and all these different gentlemen on.
So why? Because weed, bro. What's up, dude? How you doing? Glad to have you here. Jeez. Grand Theft Auto said, if time doesn't exist yet, how could there be a time before time? Is that are you seriously? Because the ironic part is I actually have gotten this question a whole bunch of times, and as far as I understand, there wasn't necessarily a time before time. But I mean, there was still, I guess, what we would describe as time before time, but like the things that we use to determine what time is, like planets and suns and stuff like that. There was a time before that stuff. So it was basically a time before they had any of the things that indicate how time works. And so you can't really have, anyway, that's as far as I understand. That's how it works. But I think there's some disagreement there among scholars.
To share their faith journey and clearly influence your faith journey. And so I'm grateful for this moment. I don't think that Joe Rogan is going to cause massive revival or anything like that, but I do.
Oh man, really? Then what is your deal? It's just to get videos out. That's all it is. It's just to have his name right here in your @Joe Rogan. That's like all it's about. It's the Joe Rogan is in the title twice. That's all that means. It's like, okay, algorithm, you go do your thing, buddy.
I think we're in the middle of a revival, right?
Which he doesn't even need to do. I don't understand this. Like, Ruslan, you're fucking huge, dude. Like, why are you still doing this? Like trying to manipulate the algorithm thing. You're huge. What? He's like, man, I hate it when it's only 40 or 50,000 views. This is bullshit. Can we get this up to like 100, 250? This is bullshit, man. It's like nobody's watching my videos anymore if it's only like 70,000. It's bullshit.
Now, and I shared this when I went to speak in front of 8,500 students, the largest gathering of young adults, weekly young adults in the world. And you can check that vlog out and exactly what I had to say about a new awakening, a new revival right here.
Yeah. Okay. No, I'm actually good. I'm good on that. But thanks for the invite. All right. Where are we going from here? Oh, look at that. It was kind of boring. I was gonna watch it, but it just sort of is like kind of boring. It's just sort of rehashing everything that pretty much everybody already knows if they watch Joe Rogan. So I don't know why they would watch it on Ray Comfort, but of course, Ray Comfort just wants to have Wes Huff on his show, and then he barely talks at all. It's that other weird guy, the weird old timey radio voice sounded dude. It's just boring. I don't know. Wasn't a big fan of that. What the hell is going on? Yeah. So let me see what else. Oh, hold on. I think I had some stuff in my history. Wait, what was that? Damn. Did I miss something? Thought I saw something. Is that the same? Oh, it's a different person doing it. Did they just all copy each other? What the hell is going on? This is like the oldest debate ever. And yesterday we covered part of it through the eyes of some guy that just kept clipping, Matt Dillahunty way out of context and then saying that he was silenced, even though he wasn't silenced. He just pushed pause and he's like, he's silenced. He's got nothing to say. It's like, but that's just because you pushed the pause button, dude. Like he wasn't silenced. You silenced anyway. But and now some other dudes doing it. Weird, man. I don't know what they just copy each other. Well, they are followers. I guess I should. Never mind. I guess that makes sense. They're all followers of each other, really. I was gonna say of Christ, but it's just really of each other. What are we at here? Oh, I saw something interesting down the line. Oh, this was this conversation. Oh wait. Okay, I almost covered this one too. He's kind of small. All right, let me go with this one because this dude's always so funny to me. And I think we began this. We began this like entire actual live stream, but this is a clip from it, and I don't think we actually got to this part of it when we covered it before. So just to set this up here, this dude Richard Lorenzo is an asshole that just goes up to people that believe different stuff, tells them that they're demonic. And then tries to like interview him into his religion, I guess. I don't know. It's a fucking weird method, really. Well, let's take a look.
You're a psychic.
I practice witchcraft.
Can I say a quick prayer for you?
Pass.
Cool.
Oh, wow. That was it. That was the title video, man. It said, which denies prayer. What? You can't do that, man. That's crazy. And then he shows it, and it's just like, yeah, no, that's cool. He's like, boom, what? Did you all see that? She just said no to me, talking to nobody near her with my hand on her, because it's just kind of weird. Just sort of kind of makes it so you just have to sit there and be quiet while they talk to nobody about you, which is really weird because it just feels inappropriate a lot of times. Like, can I pray for you? And they know you can't talk back, and they're like, we know that he is searching in life, Lord. He is just searching and he is lost, Lord. I'm actually not like, so, hey, I'm talking to God. You can't be interrupting while I'm still praying, sir. Okay. I have the fucking floor. All right. I don't know if you know how this works. You don't get to talk when I'm praying. Okay. So I'm going to be talking about you though. And then it's like, wait, hold on. So I can't intervene in this conversation. This is a three-way conversation, but I'm not part of it. Okay. No, fuck you. Get the fucking hand off of me, you weirdo. No. And they're gossiping about me to your God when I'm right here talking about me like I don't even exist. Fuck you. Okay.
But for me, it's more of a craft. It's not so much as a religion. Okay. And so it's using the elements of nature for what their natural magical properties are. So like if you have a burn, everybody puts aloe gel on it because aloe has that natural healing property. There are so many plants and so many.
Is that okay? Now we're getting into. Now, this lady's about to piss me off more than he does. Okay, that's, when we start getting into the appeal to nature, herbal nonsense, that shit irritates the hell out of me too. It's just like one con man shaming another con man. I guess they're both con men. That's the problem there. So they're all con men that have been conned. Anyway, it's a sort of a self-conning con. Anyway, that's like
minerals and elements in the earth that have those different types of healing or magical properties to them. So what I was explaining to your friend or the spell jars, these each have a base like intent. So you got your prosperity, peace, passion, and protection, and they're all filled with salts, crystals, and herbs that are known to kind of charge or emanate or attract that kind of energy. So you would say
it's the energy that they attract it, and then it heals you through the magic of the rocks. God damn it. Come on.
you want a better job, you want a raise, you have a job interview coming up, you get a prosperity jar, you set that intention, I'm going to get this job, I'm going to make mad cash, I'm going to whatever. And then you set that intention, you put this in a place that's meaningful or special to you, and then you let it do its job. So everything that's in it is charged naturally to kind of attract that kind of energy to emanate.
Charged naturally. I don't think that's right, man. I don't know. I don't know what that means, but but a lot of times if I'm not mistaken, they use like the word charged with energy in a way that does not have anything to do with electricity. And it's not to do with static electricity. It's something to do with vibrations or some weird, I don't know. I don't think any of it's true. I think it's all not real. But Charlie said, nihilism doesn't reject those concepts exist. It rejects they have some inherent value. That's the distinction there, is that nihilism kind of like has, as far as I understand, and I think you can be a bleak nihilist that has a very negative outlook on meaning or whatever. But as far as I understand, like most people that would claim to be nihilist, it's just that it's not there's no inherent meaning to the universe or whatever. There's nothing that created humans to be humans for the purpose of whatever the purpose is that they created humans for. That's what there isn't. It's just we're flung on a rock flying through space, and we're organisms that have become self-aware, and we're trying to figure out like the best way to function. And whether or not there's meaning or not meaning, it doesn't change that fact that we are in a rock flying through space, and we're organisms that are self-aware, and we have to work together to figure things out for all of us. You can be a nihilist and be a humanist. There's nothing, as far as I understand, I don't think that it has anything to do with that. There might be some kind of like like ethical nihilism, maybe, that's like a different kind of nihilist than I'm thinking, but that might be something different. Again, not a philosophy guy. They talk too long about stuff that's too simple. I can't keep up. I just, my eyes glaze. They glaze, and I can't help it. But all right,
emanate that kind of energy out into your life.
Wow. So like, would you say that like if I was to buy one of like the prosperity one, I would have to believe it though? Like
you would have to believe it because it's kind of giving you something physical to use to set to.
You got to think happy thoughts. Okay, you can't do this. You're not going to be able to fly with the fairy dust if you don't have happy thoughts. Okay, that's a big part of the flying. Okay, so get with it.
Manifest your intentions by. So a lot of people want to set, you set your intentions. I know that I have like a neurotypical brain. So for me, setting my intentions just mentally is hard for me to focus where I'm going. But if I have something physical to focus on, then I have a better chance of channeling that energy where it needs to go, so that now it can do the thing that it needs to do.
Interesting. Okay, so it almost sounds like it's more just like a it's a Dumbo's feather, man. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like it's like, oh man, I have a hard time focusing on my goals and then working towards it. But if I can hijack my beliefs about magic guiding me, I can confirmation bias my way to fucking success there. Okay, because I've decided that that the stuff is magical, and it just gives it it gives them that I guess mental drive. Whenever I hear energy, I like a lot of mindfulness stuff. I really do, as far as like meditating and meditation, shit like that. I do like it a lot. Whenever they talk and they talk about energy, like I do a lot of guided meditation things, and they talk about energy all the fucking time. The main thing that I always seem to take away from it is just a focus there. That's like, you got your energy coming in, and it's like just focus in that area or whatever, you know what I mean? Like I don't take it as like, oh, there's a magic that is welling up from my butthole chakra. Like I don't, you know what I mean? I don't take it that way. I just feel like, okay, focus, your thought, whatever, I don't even know what to call it. Focus, your focusing energy. I don't know. But it's not magic. It's just think think about stuff in a way. That's it. You know,
You believe like there's a spiritual like element to it.
For me, it's not so much a spiritual, it's just using nature's resources for for more than just what their like base uses are. So like a lot of the herbs and stuff in here, you're going to find in your kitchen. All of the base in these is salt. We all have salt in our houses. It's all witchcraft in general. All of it stuff comes from.
And I'm seeing the skeleton key. Okay. That salt it can keep people from coming in your room if they want to hurt you. So just, log that away. Okay. They can't cross over that salt line. All right. So just keep that in your mind.
Things that you already had. So, people talk about sage. We all have sage in our, if we make a Thanksgiving turkey, you've got sage at home.
Yeah.
And you've got rosemary at home. Or if you make stews, you've got.
And it's funny. That stuff stinks, man. Like you can always smell when there is a hippie like drum circle from like 10 miles away, because they burn the fuck out of that stuff. He was like, oh man, is there a drum circle tonight? There is a drum circle tonight. I can smell it. I can smell it from here. And it's all the way at the beach. It's like 10 miles away, but I can still smell it because that stuff stinks.
Bay leaves at home, but bay leaves are also really good for setting intentions.
So it's not the object, it's the faith of what you're believing in.
It's what the elements are good for, what you can use them for, and then setting that intention, putting that energy into it, and kind of channeling it. It gives you something physical to use to channel that energy.
Yeah, Ember said, make a wish and take no action to improve your own life. Yeah, well, I mean, because that's what they say, like with the what is that one? Manifesting. It's not called manifesting. The Secret, whatever. Yeah. Law of attraction. That's it. And they talk about it, and so it's like there is technically like a real way that it does work. It's not guaranteed, obviously, but like it has nothing to do with magic. It has nothing to do with like putting vibrations out into the universe and then the universe responds back. No, it's nothing like that. It's just if you believe that in yourself that you can accomplish something, and you think about it like I can do this, right? And you focus on it really hard, your brain's gonna like figure out ways to accomplish the thing that you want to be accomplished. And so then you just start walking it out and actually taking the next step to like accomplish the thing that you want to accomplish. There's no magic needed, you know what I mean? But they got to add some fucking magical element to sell books harder or whatever, but it's just funny how that goes.
You believe that there's a spirit realm?
I don't know.
Do you believe we're spirits and bodies?
I do believe that we're spirits and bodies, but I don't know that I believe in like a heaven or a hell or any of that stuff. I'm not. But I do believe that we are made of energy, and energy doesn't just go.
If you don't mind, if you want to hit that like button, I'd really appreciate it. Of course, I forgot, like right in the beginning. I usually put this up in the beginning. Thank you. Yeah, like and subscribe if you don't mind. I'd appreciate it. It's we just have fun around here. If you want to subscribe, get more of this kind of content. It's a good time. Plus, I'm doing like an interview kind of series thing lately, where I'm trying to do some more like down to earth regular content that is just interviews. But otherwise, we do this fun stuff all the time. So yeah, that's what we're doing here. But yeah.
Go away.
So like think about like for us, like before we make any physical move in our soul, our spirit, we have to make the decision.
Our brain has to say, I need to create this energy to do the thing.
And when we die, we pop out of our body.
That energy dissipates into the universe.
We pop out of our body. We just pop right out, man. It's like and you're just like a little. I don't even know. That sounds like an alien busting out, like you're just a xenomorph just floating up. Oh man, I'm just nothing but a spirit xenomorph.
And then it reforms in a different way. So, like Neil deGrasse Tyson will tell you, we're all made of star stuff because we are. All of our atoms are made out of atoms that were created in the stars.
From the physical, right?
From the physical. So, yeah, I believe that when we die.
Music said, I still struggle to keep down my magical thinking. Still lingering since my deconstruction. Oh, I feel it. You know what is really good? I don't know if you have Audible. I mean, you could just listen to the podcast too. But it's good. It's called The Skeptic's Guide to the Universe, and it's a good podcast. But Steven Novella, who's recently on God Awful Movies, by the way, talking about the earthing stuff, or reacting and breaking down earthing, which is just kind of walking around on the earth. But anyway, he was on the God Awful Movies podcast. But go check out if you have Audible, they have these courses, and there's one by Steven Novella, and I think it was called Think Like a Scientist. But there's also the book The Skeptic's Guide to the Universe. Check that shit out. It helps out a lot. as far as like kind of getting you to sort of realize like what's actually happening and what the brain does. He's a neuroscientist, and it kind of explains like why we do the magical thinking stuff so often. It's just because it's like patterns that our brains find and stuff like that. It's really interesting, but it's really helpful when it comes to like critical thinking and shit like that. And it goes all the way from religion to pseudoscience to just everything, or even just fake news type stuff, or just whatever, conspiracies. It's all over the place, but it really does kind of boil it all down into like the neuroscience of why our brains do what they do and why we feel like things are magical and stuff like that when they're actually not. But yeah, check it out. I think it's just one credit or whatever on Audible if you're signed up for that. But yeah.
And that energy doesn't just dissipate. I believe that it goes into the universe and then
kind of like stardust.
And then that energy
stardust is literally what we are, isn't it? Like that's scientific. We are scientifically stardust, correct? Am I wrong about that?
And a new baby is born, that energy goes into that.
Over the spirit.
Like it wraps around the shell.
You're very knowledgeable on what you know.
Yeah, basically. I mean, yeah, once the successful people have been successful, we look at them and go, how did you get successful? And they're like, I just put my mind to it. I was like, I want to accomplish something. And yes, I had some millions of dollars in seed money from my great granddad. But you know what? I put my mind to it and I accomplished it. Okay. So I'm magical is probably what it is. It's not the millions of dollars or anything. No, I worked hard, damn it. And you should too.
I've been doing this for like 30 years.
Wow, 30 years. So the prosperity one, so what I believe, like this, let me know what you think, is that it's a physical object, you're right. It's all like things you can get anywhere.
Yeah.
It's the intention, it's the faith behind it. But I believe that a physical object, us having faith in it, accesses.
Right. Ember said, there's a Texas sharpshooter aspect to the law of attraction. People notice when things they wish for happen to happen, but not so much when nothing comes of the same. Right. Because if anybody's unfamiliar with the Texas sharpshooter fallacy is, it's just like somebody shooting trees and then going up afterwards and drawing the targets around the trees that they shot. And they're like, look, I got a bullseye, but they didn't actually. They just when they hit a tree, they just drew a bullseye around it. And so it's like, saving up the hits and forgetting the misses. And there is confirmation bias to it. But my point is that if you don't think that you can succeed, you're already not going to. You know what I mean? Like if you tell yourself, I can't do it, I'm not good at that. And I know this sounds like some motivational speaker stuff, but it is actually a really good point. If you tell yourself you can't do something, your brain already starts to create reasons why you can't do what you would want to do. If you say, it's going to be challenging, it's going to be hard and everything, but I can do it, and you really put your mind to it and really just keep focusing on it, your brain will start to make pathways to say like, okay, how can I actually accomplish this? What would be the next step? What would I have to do? But if you just say I can't, then you're right. You fucking can't, because you've already decided that out the gate. And I think that's more what it's playing off of. But again, no magic required, but there is also a confirmation bias element to it as well that you got to, look out for there. But, still put your mind to whatever you want to do and go figure out how to do it. Especially right now. And you know what it should be to take down the oligarchy that's heading, that's going to be sending those Yahtzee Elon Musk robots to all of our house to put us in the camps or something, probably.
As a spiritual entity.
It gives you something to channel that energy, because you can manifest that energy. We all have that ability to manifest that energy. So that, it's
a reminder.
Because I'm neurotypical or neurodivergent, I need something too.
I believe all humans like to have that. Like you want that physical, like you want that attachment.
Right. So you have something physical that you can focus on, so that you can charge that energy.
And then I believe that energy or that spirit then begins to work. Right. Then begins to go out and set up the job.
Tracks.
Yep. It works with other spirits.
So weird that they can both be like they're both agreeing, but she has no idea he's this like fundamentalist satanic panic attack nutbag, right? But he's able to kind of like mirror and say, oh no, yeah, the spirit comes out and it does the thing, whatever, and she's like, yeah, exactly, of course, that's what I think too, yes. But like they can have completely different beliefs. I don't know when he's going to drop the bomb on her that he's a fucking fundy, but I'm imagining it's any time here now. I don't know why he did, because there's so often I feel like he just wants to talk to people, and so he doesn't even mention it. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't even mention that he's Christian until like the last second, and he's like, "Oh yeah, what about Jesus? Can I pray for you?" And they're like, "Oh no," and it's almost like he already knows that that's what's going to happen, and so he just starts saying that he agrees with them because he just lies to them, and then eventually switches gears completely and goes full funny. But it's fucking weird. Music said, so it says Johnny Mitchell and Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young. Oh my God, my dad, my dad loved that bit. Yeah, it said we are Stardust, we are golden. That is right, and they were accurate on that. Not the golden part. We're actually not made of that. The golden stuff is golden stuff. It's not. It doesn't have anything to do with Stardust. But the other part though is accurate. That was true. Yep.
Spiritual energies to bring, like
it attracts other energies, it brings us out, it draws those other energies in.
So almost like essentially this is like an altar. It's like an altar.
You can actually put those on your altar.
We're altars, right? Like think about it. We're physical like beings, but we have
think about it, bro. We're altars, man. We're just walking fucking altars, bro. Holy shit, man. Wow.
Spirits.
Right. And you'll talk to people that'll be like, well, treat yourself like a temple. But, you know, and like.
But not like an altar. There's a difference between altars are inside the temple. Your body is a temple and you got little tiny altars inside of there. Okay. And that's what.
Not when people say like treat yourself like a temple, they want you to keep it pure and clean. But that's not what you do. Like, temples have people come in and out, that energy coming in and out.
I'm talking about like Christian.
You want to be coming in and out, just go to adamandeve.com, enter that code word Brantley at checkout to get 50% off almost any one item. 6 free. Logan, dude, you're like right in the way of it. It says check. You can't even read that it says checkout because you're still thank you. Go to adamandeve.com, enter code Brantley at checkout to get 50% off almost any one item. 6 free movies, 3 free gifts, and free shipping on the whole order. And you can have stuff coming in. I mean, you can come while something's going in. I'm not really sure how I'm supposed to say this. I forgot how they phrased it, but you can have that, but with butt stuff. Okay, so go to adamandeve.com, enter that code word Brantley, and get your butt some stuff. Okay, it wants it. It wants it. It needs it. It's it's good. It's good butt stuff. It's fun to play with.
That's what they believe. Like
some of the butt stuff vibrates. You haven't lived. I mean, when they talk about their little crystal vibrations, that's nothing. That's nothing to butt plug vibrators. You know what I mean?
Like your
body is a temple. Like my temple is. I use my temple.
So what they say is like our body is a temple of the Holy.
I use my temple. I rent it out for punk rock venues every so often. I don't just leave it as an empty temple. That'd be kind of dumb. So I use it. Right.
Spirit.
Right.
So what they say is like it's because the Holy Spirit's like the highest power is dwelling in the temple.
And they're using that energy, but they use it as an excuse to keep your body pure or whatever. I don't believe in that because I believe that there's a lot of natural things in this world that we can use to attract the things that we need or the things that we want. And so you don't want.
Yeah, and like these are the people that like I said, like this almost irritates me as much as the fundies, right? Because you get this appeal to nature mind melt where they just seem to think that anything that's natural is good for you and then anything that is pharmaceutical is bad for you, and that's just fucking bullshit. There are natural poisons and there are man-made medications that are unparalleled from the natural world. So yeah, no. It's so funny too. Like I heard somebody say the other day, they were like, if you take, because I was like, well, if it's a because they use the word alternative medicine, right? And I was like, they have to say alternative medicine because otherwise it would just be medicine. If you have whatever this herb is and it's as helpful as you say it is, the pharmaceutical companies would just make a pill out of it, and then it would just be medicine. There'd be no need for the alternative part, right? Because that's. But anyway, and it's just funny how people think of it. They don't think of it that way. They're like, oh no, if it's natural, it's better. But like, if there is something in some kind of herb that is helpful to you or whatever, you got to, and you're getting it from a natural source. The reason why pharmaceuticals are better is because they can isolate the thing that's actually helpful, right? If there's a tree bark And part of it like helps your immune system or something like that, right? But there's 7 other things in there that like hurt your stomach and like, you know, thin your blood or whatever, you know, just do all this other stuff. You got to take all of that with that one thing that does the helpful thing, right? In that tree bark. And they don't ever seem to fucking understand that. And it's so irritating. So it's like, and they think it's like, it's reversed. Like, oh no, if you get it naturally, it's better. No, it's not. You have to deal with all the other bullshit in there because you can't isolate the thing that's actually helpful. Because there are helpful things in nature, but you know, it's not helpful when you just eat it like off a fucking bark. Anyway, but it's just a frustrating thing. And it's just, I swear, it'd be like, oh, the doctors don't know anything. They're trying to keep you sick. Okay, that's what it is. That's what it is. They just want to make money from it. That's just not fucking true, right, dude. And it's irritating because like you can sue a doctor, man. If they get something wrong, you can sue them. You got malpractice lawsuits and stuff. You can't sue the fucking herb shop guy down the street, man. They'll be like, oh well, man, hey, hey, you know, when you buy something and you take it, that's on you, buddy. All right. Yeah, I have no responsibility in this at all. All right. I'm just an herb guy. Okay. Not a doctor. Right. So yeah. But they somehow flip it and think that the herb guy is like more fucking reliable than the medical doctor that went to like 8 years of fucking school to understand this stuff and is held responsible when things don't go right versus the snake oil guy that doesn't have any responsibility at all.
If you keep that pure, you're not going to get that. You're not going to bring in that energy that you need.
It's kind of like how holy water with Catholics.
Right.
They believe in it's just water.
It's just
goddamn right. The bigger the farmer, the better. I'm just kidding. I mean, it's not perfect, but like not perfect versus no responsibility at all. I'm going with the not perfect thing that has a lot of fucking guardrails and shit. You know what I mean? But and also the thing they don't understand, and I hear this a lot, is like they make pills just to keep people sick. It's just not true. Like that, you know, like that doesn't make any sense the way that people say that, you know, because do you know how much more money people could make if they could cure you? You know, people would, you know, because they'll say like, oh, they have like cancer cures and stuff that they won't release. And it's like, you know how much, you know, that rich people die from cancer, right? Like people that are billionaires die from that shit. You don't think they would spend the money and not die of cancer? Come on. You're saying that like they have the cure, but even the billionaires can't get their hands on it? Come on, dude. Think about stuff a little bit. Come on.
Water.
But they put their faith.
Blesses it, so now they believe that it is special water.
It's all faith. Like, but if I take the water and I bless it, I don't believe nothing's gonna happen. So it can really be anything physical.
It can be anything physical.
It's almost like a portal.
It is definitely kind of like a magnet.
Yes.
It can attract or push out.
Hey, Anarchic, what's going on, dude? How are you doing? Say, if we are altars, why is there so much effort to stop us from altering ourselves? That is a great question. And I don't know. I think that you're playing around with the word altar. There's some etymology that is probably getting our wires crossed here somewhere. I'm not sure. But 100%, when a Christian threatens you with burning for an eternity, remember your atoms were formed in a crucible of stellar nuclear fusion over billions of years. You've already been through worse. So make sure to say it that way. Like, I've been through worse. Okay. Your little hellfire nonsense. That's not going to scare me. Do you have any idea what my atoms have been through? It's like, I love that. It's really good. That's funny, Ember.
Depending on which way the magnet's
let's say I prayed over this one, right? And I said, and I pray, let's say I'm a Christian, and I prayed in the name of Jesus, I pray that you would bring angels in the name of Jesus to her home, right? And I pray, and then you believe and you take it home. It's like almost like a portal will open in your home to allow angels to ascend and descend.
What the fuck are you doing, man? What? No, that's none of that's what she was saying. I don't. It's like now he's going full tilt insanity.
Yeah, it can give you kind of like a beacon.
Exactly.
It puts that energy out like a beacon
in the realm of the spirit.
So
yes,
it lights it's like a lighthouse.
And then you have to feed it.
You have to feed it. You have to put that energy to. You put this.
Maybe I'm wrong. I guess. Did she not hear the Jesus part? Maybe he like skipped right over that. It's like, so if I pray that Jesus puts energy on this, it opens like a portal. Like she's on board with the fucking the portals and the energy and the spirits and all that stuff. But like, did Jesus tell you, loser? You loser right there with the Jesus.
Somewhere special to you. You don't want to put this in a cabinet away where you'll never see
Like
it.
put it on your counter or like.
Well, like if you've got somewhere where like if you've got like a shelf where like you keep things that are special to you, or if you have an actual altar at home, then you would put something like that on that altar that you use to charge and you use that energy somewhere that's meaningful. Like yeah, you don't want to.
Hey, PC, how we doing? What's up there? It's good to see you. You're fucking everywhere. You know that. You're all over the place. I love it. Top Tester, how we doing, dude? And hey, everyone, hope you're all well. So far, so good. Until the Yahtzee oligarchy robots get to our door to enslave us all. But not quite there yet. And they have all of our information, right? Because it's all on our phones, right? I'm saying we got to start organizing, but like old school organizing. You know what I mean? We got to go get off of all social media. We've ceded way too much fucking ground to these guys. We got to get off social media, right? Here's what we got to do. We got to go through zines. Remember zines? Fucking chain emails. Remember those things? Yeah, we got to go back to that. We got to go to meetup.com. Hey, like meet with people actually in your area. We got to get ahead of this thing, right? Which means we got to get the fuck offline, right? I know I'm online right now. But as soon as the oligarchies are like, hey, we'd actually like it for no leftist voices to exist, they snap their fingers, we're all gone. So we kind of got to get ahead of this thing. So let's start organizing. I don't know what made me go off on this tangent. I think it's the Yahtzee Elon Musk robots that are going to be enslaving us all very soon. It's kind of it's on the brain for some reason. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, yeah.
Take it home and just like stick it in a drawer or stick it in a cabinet. It's not going to do anything.
We believe in this. I'm a very spiritual person. We have similar beliefs. And I believe in the realm of the spirit. I believe we're spiritual beings.
You don't though. That's he's just like, I'm going to say my weird fundamentalist Christian beliefs in a way that's kind of hiding my weird fundamentalist Christian beliefs.
I believe that everything we see in the physical is a manifestation of what already was done in the spirit realm. I believe there's legalities in the spirit realm. Like there's things that we can do, like faith, intent, and certain things that access spiritual things. That
sounds good. I like that. I like where your head's at, Amber. Amber's got this going. So she said we need secret codes spray painted on walls. It's a good place to start. I feel like that's a movie thing, is it not? But hey, we can get some good ideas for movies because it seems we're heading into one. So, particularly a zombie apocalypse, minus the zombies, plus Nazi robots. Yeah, and oligarchs that are omniscient because they have all our data. Anyway, but yeah, so it's gonna be great. I'm fucking looking forward to it. It's gonna be
that then again produce the symptom of it, which is a physical thing to happen, to manifest. That's how manifestation happens.
That's right.
I believe in this. Boom. But then
I love how people can just talk about shit like they know what it is and they're just making shit up. It's crazy. You know what I mean? They could just sit here and be like, okay, so no, this is how it works. So the magical being, the magical essence of the energy, it gets stuck inside your flux capacitor. You have a flux capacitor right here, buddy. Okay. And it gets the magical essence energy gets all congealed, right? It congeals, right? And then it comes out through your face, right? That's how you're able to talk. How do you think you're able to talk? Through the congealed spirit gunk coming out your phone? What the fuck? No, you're just making shit up, man.
There's always, if I believe in something, there has to be a spiritual backing behind it. Right. There has to be a spiritual.
There has to be something
working on our behalf.
Right. And
because we're in this body. We can't be at more than one place at the same time.
Going into like full preaching mode. Look, he's in our body, right? And then because this is the body of Christ, man. There's no other
time. That's a whole different can of worms. Because there are.
You lost her. You said too much, man. You're just so close. You're so close to hiding what you actually believe, and then you just let it slip out.
We can, but still
being in two places at the same time.
Your body's there, but your spirit left. So
I'm sorry. I thought he let it out. No, still on astral projection. So. Why the fuck does he believe in astral projection? What the hell is that about? Okay, Jesus Christ. It's crazy how much when you have two people that believe such different things, like agreeing so much, it's weird, man.
That's something.
But you're right. So like astral projection is where your spirit leaves your body, but your spirit's not also still in your body.
But it's still tied to your body.
And that's what's called like cutting that cord, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? So it's not in your body, but it's tied to your body. What is it? Got a fucking bungee cord? It's a spirit bungee cord, and it can stretch all the fucking way to wherever it is, but it snaps back like in Beverly Hills Ninja or some shit. What the hell are you talking about?
You can cut the silver cord.
You don't want to do that. But also, like,
You've heard about that? Cutting
talking to people and
Don't cut the cord. Then you're off into the middle of the galaxy as a ghost person. And and you just sort of keep going, right? And then you end up at Mars, but you can't stop because you're just a spirit person being thing because you cut your bungee cord, and now it's never gonna end, right?
stuff.
Have you heard about cutting the silver cord?
In regards to like relationships with people,
Like soul ties.
right?
Makes me think of that. What was that book? The Stephen King book. Well, it was like Stephen King's version of the witches from Hercules that like pass around that eyeball. You remember that? And they had like the strings, and they would like cut the strings. It was like in Insomnia, the dude could like see the little bald-headed men. They're like these little bald-headed men, and they would cut. I don't know where I'm going with it. It's a good book. That's all I'm saying. I don't think I think there was some kind of point I was trying to make, but I lost it. I forgot what I was doing. Anyway, but yeah, Insomnia is a good book.
And so sometimes
Not the serial killer one with Robin Williams. That's a different thing. I know. I was disappointed too. Okay, I was like Al Pacino's in the story with the little bald man that cut people's strings and stuff. No, none of that. No, it's just a serial killer thing that happens in Alaska, and he can't sleep because apparently it stays day for a really long time in Alaska. Anyway, it's a whole thing.
like if you're leaving a toxic relationship, you may still feel that pull, that draw.
It's a soul tie.
So you do a cord cutting.
Mm-hmm. You cut the unhealthy.
You sever that energy connection.
Wow.
How you doing, man?
We agreeing on some things.
Oh, see, but now we're gonna pull it. Now we're gonna pull where we're gonna diverge, right, from where we agree.
Now, like I'm just gonna be so
common ground. I'm just gonna be real. I think you're evil as shit. Okay, you're demonic. You're a demon possessed psychopath piece of shit that's going to hell. Do you want to come meet Jesus, or is that cool? You want to do that?
I had a spiritual encounter, right? Okay. So I practiced almost everything here, and then I had a supernatural encounter with the highest power, right?
Okay.
And then so I met there's many powers, right? Many, but I was always like wanting to know the highest, and I met the highest power, right?
Okay.
The highest power is when you smoke that. Ooh wee, you know what I mean? That's the highest power right there. Where's my weed guy? Where'd he go? He's here. It's why? Because he left. He was here a minute ago, but he left. He's not talking anymore.
Changed my life, and I've seen.
He's way too fucking high at this point. Like he's off on that exact like spiritual plane that you can only get to when it has the little orange hairs. You know what I'm talking? Anyway,
the authority, like the dominion, like the power over every entity. I've seen demons casted out of people. I've seen miracle healings. I've seen like too many. Like
guy's leg was too short on one side. His knee, the knees did not line up, and then he touched them and said some magic words, and then you will never the knees they grew back. It grew back. Yeah, since they always seem to heal that weird syndrome that I've never really seen anybody actually have in real life. But some people I guess are born with one leg shorter and they need to be healed, and I guess they're the only people that do get healed. It's weird. Anyway, I've seen it though.
Like on video, like crazy. And I believe that that's what you're called to do. I believe that God loves you so much. No, for real. God is not religion. He's not legalistic. I believe you've been hurt so much in the past. Listen to this. And it caused anger. I used to have that. You're an evangelist. I'm telling you, you might think I'm crazy, but you're called to be an evangelist.
I am not a religious person.
Me neither.
Why the fuck you are, man? Why do they hate the words that describe them? I just don't. You don't get out of being the thing just because you don't like the word that describes the thing that you are, buddy. Okay, just so you know, you don't get out of it. Like you could say, "Oh, I'm not religious," and then say that you're a follower of Jesus Christ and you got a personal relationship. Like we're like, "Oh, okay, so you're fucking religious then, man." Like it's weird when they don't like the words that describe them. I'm very confused by that. He's like, "I'm not religious either." I had that happen like in an Uber a while ago. I was like. He said something and was like, "Oh yeah, I'm not religious or anything," and I was like, "Oh yeah, me either. I'm like an atheist and shit." And he was like, "Well, I'm a Christian." Then why did you literally just fucking say you're not religious? What do you think that communicates to me, man? When you say I'm not religious, what the fuck do you think that communicates? Like, what are words for, man? If this is what we're gonna do with them, okay? If you're just gonna say that this word doesn't mean what this fucking word means, then what are we even doing here? Okay. We could just make up anything being anything, apparently. If we could just, all because they just don't like the stigma of religion, you know, that stigma that's there for actually a pretty good reason. And they still ascribe to the shit that caused the stigma in the fucking first place, man. But whatever. Anyway, sorry. Get on a fucking kick there. It's just irritating.
I don't believe in a God. I don't believe in a higher spirit. I do believe that you can use nature
For sure.
for your means, the universe for your things, because the universe is constantly growing.
Of course.
What's the same pragmatic Chris said? This is some child play time shit. You cut the invisible cord and live happily ever after, of course. I know, right? That's how you do it. You gotta cut that cord. You just gotta cut that magical cord, and then you go whipping and flying through the spirit realms, you know, like that scene from Doctor Strange going through all the different universes and stuff, and you get stuck in that paint one, and then you can't find food, and it's a whole thing. Anyway,
Evolving, yeah.
I am definitely a lot science-based in my personal beliefs.
Okay, word.
But I also believe that
okay, no, you're not, lady. Don't you don't get to come back over to science now. Okay, we heard the conversation you just had. Okay, you don't get to claim fucking science now. All right, it's too late. It's too late. You lost that one. All right, you can.
everybody has, there is nothing solid as far as like, there's nothing for written in stone.
Like nobody knows for sure.
Nobody knows for sure, and we won't
respect
know.
that.
You know, we could go somewhere when we die, or we could just.
So what's your name?
My name's Beth.
My name's Richard. Nice to meet you.
Stop existing, since the thing that causes us to experience in the first place wouldn't exist. You know, never mind. Forget it. I was just, hey, God, this Granny. How's it going? What's up? How you doing today? we were just talking about you. You were on with you had the Apostate Sisters on not too long ago. How's it going? They're fun. I'm going to be seeing them in a couple of weeks now. Wow. At Free Flow. It's going to be fun. Everybody get your tickets. I'm going to be there. It's going to be fun. We got to hang out. We got to do stuff.
How about this? So this is the simplest message. God came into a body, right? The spirit entered a physical body.
And captive death. What's going on here? Dude? Everybody's here. It's awesome.
He lowered his authority, right? Lowered his all-powerful authority, entered a body, lived a life that we couldn't live to atone for the things that we messed up with, right? So this is very simple.
But that's a belief.
Yeah, but what the stuff that you were just saying isn't, right? About the magical rocks that heal your that heal you or whatever, give you prosperity as long as you. Well, I don't even know what you have to do with your little magical juice crystal water stuff to get the prosperity there. But she's like, that's a belief, buddy. Okay, my stuff's scientific. We're like, no, hold on, nope, don't claim the science thing now. Don't do that. Just because you have something that you can point to that's actually fucking real doesn't make it scientific, you know?
Yeah, I'm just telling you what I believe, like, and then just hit the love of God is that He died for us, right, to atone for our sins, because sin separates us from an all-powerful, holy, righteous God, right?
If you believe in sin the way that it's written, the way that you're speaking, that's not. I don't believe that I don't believe that there was a God. I don't believe that there was.
Just like murder, right? Murdering a person.
Taking somebody else's life. It depends upon the situation.
Imagine
if I were to just walk out on the street and murder.
Oh, you're confusing the hell of him, because he was like, there's moral absolutes like taking a life, and she's like, well, what if it's a person that's out there doing just that? Is it then a moral absolute that you can't take theirs? Because oh man, shit. Yeah, maybe it's maybe morality doesn't work as simply as you'd like it to, buddy.
It's wrong, right?
That's wrong.
So like,
because I don't have who is to say that I have the power to take somebody? But if I'm in a fight for my life,
who taught you that?
Is taking my life?
Yeah, self-defense.
Then I'm gonna. Yeah,
I agree. So like,
okay, why do you agree, man? This, like, you were just trying to make the case. I thought that there's like moral absolutes and something is always wrong, but then she just brought up a case where it's not wrong. Now what do we do? It's almost as if there aren't fucking moral absolutes, and it's based off of a subjective interpretation of the well-being of the community and things like that. But because of human beings evolving to be a social species, that's it. That's where it comes from. But they always try to pull at that like it's some kind of fucking evidence for God that I never understand. They always are just like, oh, because we wouldn't know what right and wrong is if it weren't for a God. And it's like, y'all can't even agree on what you subjectively think your God wants everybody to behave like, but that's your argument for a God having to exist? Holy shit, you're backwards, man.
My thing is like, who taught you that murder's wrong?
Nobody.
Exactly.
because I didn't need somebody bigger than me telling me I'm going to go.
I mean, that's just not true. I mean, somebody taught. So I mean, I feel like you could figure it out on your own, man. Like you don't need. He's like, exactly. God, what? No, man. Society. I don't want to be. I'd like to not be schmurdered. Okay, so I don't know if we're allowed to say that word. But and so that's why I'm pretty sure that we should maybe say that should be something that we shouldn't be allowed to do, unless circumstances are like what they were just talking about. But what is the point here? Like, it's so crazy how he can go from, well, man, like we were born into sin. Jesus, God had to sacrifice himself to himself in order to convince himself to save the world from himself because we were born into sin. And she's like, I don't believe any of that. Okay, well, how do you know murder's wrong? Huh? Yeah, because of the God that sacrificed himself to himself in order to convince himself to save the world from himself. Gotcha. So all the stuff I believe is true. Why? Because you don't know how you figured out that murdering people is bad. Jesus Christ.
We're bad.
It was
because I did a bad thing.
No, not that. None of that. Like, I'm talking about murder. Like right now, if
you were to murder your boyfriend,
it's wrong.
It's wrong.
Okay.
Because
exactly. But who taught you that?
Not have a right to take.
But who taught us that? I agree. So
that is.
It's not God, man. Like he's trying to get her to say God taught you that, but it's not. It's not required, man. An atheist and an agnostic can believe that you shouldn't murder people, and it has nothing to do with the God. It has everything to do with us being a social species and us wanting a functioning society. Where you don't have to be afraid of being murdered every 2 seconds. We don't need a fucking God belief to get us there. Jesus.
Animals don't kill each other in nature unless there's a reason, whether they need to eat them, not that I condone eating people, or for self-defense.
There are some animals that just kill. They just kill. Like there's no
99% of them. They're either defending.
Oh, we're having fun in the chat. All right, let's keep it peaceful, folks. Okay, It's I don't want. I mean, it seems like it's good so far, but we got mods on the case. Okay, so if y'all need to boot them or whatever, that's fine. I try to leave it up to the mods because some people like interacting with theists in the chat and everything. But knock yourself out. I'll keep an eye on the conversation. But so far it seems so good. But yeah, keep an eye.
There's actually
or they're eating.
But like as humans, we just know certain things.
Terrible.
Think about like why we know like raising children is wrong, or
why do you got to say all the words you're not allowed to say? Stop, man. Like how did your channel get put out so much without getting in trouble for that shit? Jesus Christ. It's crazy the Christian can say all the bad words. I'm sitting here saying fuck and shit and bitch and all this type of shit, and I'm fine. But like he keeps saying the words that I'm like, don't say those words, please.
Like sleep, like having sex with your mom's husband is wrong. Like there's certain things we just
What? Wait, what? Where did you? Okay, first of all, I've seen that one on Pornhub, and it seems like people like it quite a bit. Okay, I'm just saying. I don't think it's actually true, right? I think it's a label that they put on the video because people like that taboo kind of stuff. But yeah, people are actually quite okay with that. What you just described, buddy.
know morally that's imparted on us.
Right. But I don't think that there's anybody that teaches us that. I think that's just
I agree. And you know what? I meant to get on that. Ember said, Bunk, we need more mods. I suggest people DM if you want to help out. Yeah, I'd appreciate it. And pretty much any of the regulars, like y'all are cool to be mods. And I apologize, I haven't got on that yet. But I will go in today and start requesting if y'all want to. But thank you, Ember, for reminding me.
your culture, your upbringing, and your religion. It
gets crazy. It gets crazy.
It is heavy.
All I want to say is that Jesus loves you and he wants a relationship with you. And he's the highest power.
Hard pass. I'm good. I'm good on that relationship, my friend. Okay. I don't need an undead carpenter ghost just gumming up my insides. Okay. Just bleeding through his hand holes all over my innards. I'm good. Okay.
Could I say a quick prayer for you?
She's done now. She is done. That's so funny. As soon as he switches gears, he went all this time. Look, he went a straight about 10 and a half minutes of deceiving this person here. making it seem like he kind of believed what she did, because of course, he's starting from common ground, right? Like, hey, yeah, we actually are spiritual beings. I agree with you there. There are portals that you open up next to your magic crystal rock thingies, right? And then it took all this time, and then boom, as soon as he's like, but Jesus is the highest power, you lost her. She's out. Like, well, why didn't you just start with this, man? Like, what, it just makes people feel like you can't honestly talk about what you believe, because that it's just an annoying you trying to get everybody to think your thing, spreading your religion shit, which is just obnoxious, man. You're just a fucking Jehovah's Witness that just isn't knocking on their door. You're just showing up at their fucking mystic festival or whatever the hell it is.
All right.
I appreciate it.
Well, God bless you.
You have a good one.
All right, you too. What's going on, man? Again, like I said, oh, look, more psychics. Like I said, they'll tell you everything in the world that they know, but then they always say the same thing. They don't know nobody, or they don't know for sure. That's just how it works. Let's keep going. Come on, man.
Wow, that's funny. Yeah. And you're doing the same thing. How can you judge her for doing the exact same thing that you're doing? You're pretending to know stuff too. Yeah, she pretends to know stuff about her magical crystals or whatever, right? But I bet you she still has a more grounded understanding of like science and shit like that than he does. But whatever. It's just funny because he's like, oh man, she's pretending to know stuff she couldn't possibly know, and then all of a sudden, oh, she gets some epistemological honesty on her ass there, and it's like, I don't know, I don't know. I just gotta go with that. And he's like, oh, you knew all that other shit. And it's like, I kind of think maybe she was just like, I was just telling you what I think. I didn't say I know this stuff, but she was wrong about that. but he's wrong too. So it's just kind of funny. And they both are just sort of deciding that they're right about stuff and calling it faith.
You don't know. You really don't know. I don't blame them. They really don't know. But it's crazy how they defend the things that they don't know. Isn't that double-minded?
That's what you're doing right now, man. Like, you can sit here and pretend that you know it. Like, that doesn't say anything about like what you, like the thing that you are actually saying that you know. It just says how much you believe the thing you say you know. That it says nothing about what you believe is actually being true. It just says that you think a thing. And that's it. And you're just getting on her for doing exactly that. But then she gets to a certain point when it comes to you challenging her, like not even challenging her beliefs, just sort of adding on the Christian narrative or whatever, worldview or whatever. And then saying, yeah, don't you, and then, oh, now she's like, oh, now she doesn't know. Okay, man. Like, cause now you guys were in complete agreement with all the spiritual weird woo shit, whatever. And then now you've diverged. Right. And this is why you shouldn't believe things unless you have good, solid fucking evidence that it's true. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to stuff like this, y'all are all just doing the same thing. You're all just pretending to know stuff. And then you're just pointing at her and she's probably pointing at you going, man, he pretends to know stuff. And she's like, yeah, she pretends to know stuff. Yeah, you both are. Yeah. That's why you shouldn't do that. You should just be, have some epistemic honesty and say you don't know when you follow the evidence where it leads.
Think about this. Defending something that you don't know for sure. Defending something that you don't know for sure.
That's what you're doing, dude. How the fuck do you know? You're just pretending that you know.
Where they do that at? Look, man,
like, that's just religion, just straight, just full fucking stop. That's all religion is. That's why they have to get on the damn stage and act all like, and the Lord said, you have to act like I super know this stuff. That's why I'm talking this way. Okay. That's why I have to do that. Like, instead of just being like, okay, here's the evidence of like why this is true. Like, check it out. Here's Jesus right here. I can make him materialize. Hey, buddy, you just show yourself to, all these people. There we go. Boom, done. I proved that Jesus is the true God or whatever. But you can't. You just got to sit there and confidently do the con man thing and confidently act like you know stuff. But then he judges her for doing the same fucking
thing. Something that I know for sure. Look, there goes the Christian girl. She needs to go home. But anyways, we got to keep on going, man. I want you guys to see.
What the fuck? God, he's such a judgy asshole. There's a Christian over there. She should not be here. Only I'm allowed to be here. Okay. Because I'm doing the Lord's work while I'm here. How do you know she's not, man? Like, why do you get to tell her what she's allowed to fucking do? God, he's an asshole.
The different types of people, the different types of encounters, just how people are moving. Because, man, it's real out here. This is not something that is fake. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people in witchcraft, they
Yeah, it is. No, it's cool. Her stuff's fake. So is yours. It's a lot of fake stuff out there, man.
hide witches hide. They do because they don't want you to know what's really going on, and they love to come out in the dark. So we out here bringing that light to the dark. It's real out here in these streets, man. We gonna keep on pushing, man. Fred, how you feeling?
Right.
Feeling good.
Yeah, pop me. Exactly.
Feeling good.
That woman almost swung on you, bro.
It's all right.
Jesus.
I'm not going about to get physical with people.
Yeah.
I'm just out here protecting the flock.
What? Amber said, thank you so much, Amber. Appreciate that with the super chat there. $2. It said CTRA, CTRS. You're all saved. Party poppers. I don't know if I'm missing. What is CTR, CTRA versus CTRS? I don't. What are the? I need clarity here. I'm about to sign off, but I really would like some clarity on this because what are CTR? What's that? What does CTR mean? I'm so confused. I don't know the shorthand stuff. I'm going to be honest. My brain always goes to the wrong spot. Okay, whenever there's those shorthand things, like TLDR. So I just figured out what that one was like a day or two ago. I'm like, oh, it's too long, didn't read. Okay, got it. No, that makes sense. But I have to like Google it because it's just my brain has never it never goes where I think where even the context provides where my brain should be going. It doesn't go there. It goes everywhere else. But let's see. Okay, save without consent. Oh man, that's no fun. That is no fun. You don't want that. All right. You need to just stay not safe. I mean, it depends what you mean by saved. If we're talking about a burning building, I'm cool being saved without my consent. If we're talking about Jesus, fuck no. Get the fuck out of here. No. Hell no. You get out of here. Control equals control key. Keyboard commands. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not good at keyboard commands either. I'm gonna be honest. That's fine. Okay. That's great. I got you. Control, yes. Okay. Control. But wait, what were the other letters? I'm sorry. I'm gonna control. What does control A do? And control V is paste. I know that one. Okay. And that's it. I'm out. Actually. Oh, control C, I think, is copy. Those are the only two I know. To be honest, but they come in quite useful regularly, so I think that's probably why. Those are the ones I know. But control Z. I would love to control Z the election and see. Now y'all are just using lingo I'm completely lost in. All right, I don't know what these. I don't know all these commands. Okay, I need to study a keyboard that tells you what all the commands are. I don't. Making this weird. All right, Cheryl. Thank y'all so much for hanging out. This was fun. I'm so glad that everything's working again. And if you got something that's working and want to use it with somebody else, they got stuff that works on there too. So it just actually doesn't even matter because they got vibrating ones and stuff too. And they can go in butts. They can go in the, other stuff. They can go in everything. Ears. I don't know why I don't know why I said that. That's not sexy at all. Like don't put them in people's ears. That's probably not healthy. Anyway, go to adamandeve.com. Enter code word Brentley at checkout to get 50% off almost any one item. 6 free movies, 3 free gifts, and free shipping on the whole order. Go to adamandeve.com. Enter that code word Brentley. Adamandeve.com is America's #1 sex toy dispensary. Save yourself a trip to the sticky. Damn it, the store. Save yourself a trip to the store. And get your stuff delivered. Get your butt stuff delivered straight to your house. The packaging is discreet, right? They're not putting they don't put sex toys in big bold letters on the boxes, even as much as I ask them to, because I think it's pretty cool actually. That way, everybody in the building knows what's going on, knows that you're having some fun, But apparently, other people don't like it. But they don't. It is discreet. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, and it comes quickly, and so can you. Go to adamandeve.com. Enter that code word Brentley. That's BRENTLY at checkout and get your butt some stuff and stuff your butt. All right. If y'all want to support the show, you can support us by supporting our sponsor, adamandeve.com, or you can do a bunch of other shit, right? Patreon.com /punkapostate has like a huge back catalog of all my old stuff, my old podcast with my old lady that we used to do, and a bunch of other stuff. But yeah, and if you want to just do a one-time thing on Cash App, I'd really appreciate it. The cash tag is punkapostate. If you want to become a member, there's a join button down there. We do an extra live stream every couple of weeks. And we got, you can email me at puckapostate@gmail.com. You can also join our Discord. And all the links for that will be below, as well as the links to all my socials. And you can follow me on all that stuff. So, but thank you all so much for hanging out. This was a lot of fun. But hey, the main thing though is to stay logical, loving, skeptical, and compassionate. And we will see you next time.